Hello, welcome. My name is Jennifer Medina. I am the Professional Learning Events and Programs Coordinator at Shape America. Today, I'll be demonstrating how to submit a presentation proposal for the 2025 Shape America National Convention and Expo in Baltimore, Maryland, on the Shape America website. All presentation submission proposals must be submitted online through the submission site by the deadline of Thursday, August 6, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so to access the website, you can type in your search engine Shape America, as I already have here. And then you're going to go ahead and click search, which I already have. And then you're going to go ahead and select Shape America. Okay, so once you're on the Shape America homepage, you will see the banner here that the call for proposals is now open. You can also access the call for proposals by going to the events tab. So you can either click the banner here that says calls for proposals now open, or you could go to the events tab and select National Convention and Expo. Both options will bring you to this page. Once you're at this page, you will go ahead and select Submit a Proposal. Now, please take a moment to review this page. Make sure you familiarize yourself with it. And then make sure you also review the submission resources listed. So if we go through this page, you will see that the first bar shows you submission resources. So the first one is the 2025 Call for Proposals FAQ document. I'll go ahead and open it up just so you can see what it looks like. So this is the frequently asked questions document. Most of your questions could be answered on this document. The next one is a submitting a competitive proposal document. I'll also go ahead and open that up so that you can see what it looks like. It's just some tips on getting your proposal seen and accepted. I'll go ahead and close out of that. Also, promoted content sessions. So, if sessions submitted through the call for proposals are intended to be educator or research led and may not be used to promote products, services, or resources from any specific entity, including those that may be offered free of charge. Corporate and nonprofit organizations that wish to lead an active-based or presentation-based session during the 2025 Shape America National Convention and Expo have the opportunity to do so through a promoted content session. To submit a promoted content session, you will not go through our normal submit your proposals on this page. You may access it by going to this link here that says you may submit a promoted content session proposal at this link. So you could go ahead and click that link that's highlighted in blue, so that you can submit that type of proposal for that type of session. You should only be submitting proposals on our call for proposals that are educator or research led sessions, presentations. Please note that if you do want to submit a promoted content session proposal, there is a sponsorship fee that applies. Okay, so next up is, as you can see, the date is available here. So the call for proposals open July 9th and it closes till August 6th. As you can see here, you may read over this. I'll go ahead and read a portion of it. Shape America is seeking high quality proposals that will be delivered through an equity, diversity, and inclusion lens and address a full range of issues facing health and physical educators, administrators, and other key stakeholders as they seek to put all children on the path to health and physical literacy. So if this is your first time submitting a presentation proposal or any proposal, we highly recommend that you review the submission instructions. So I'll go over it now. To submit your session, please complete the following steps and reference additional guidance documents available on this page. So number one, read the presenter agreement. Again, it's highlighted in blue. You may click on it and it will populate. I'll go ahead and do that here so that you can see. This is a presenter agreement. Please review it. Please note, all presenters and co-presenters must review the presenter agreement and must agree to it prior to submitting a proposal. Okay. Step 2, review the submission categories to ensure you've identified the appropriate category and subcategory. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up as well so you can take a look. These are our presentation categories and subcategories that you may also review. Step 3, review the appropriate submission guide to ensure you understand the information that will be necessary for your proposal. Please note that these proposal types are designed to be educator or research-led sessions. Our 3 different types are presentation submissions, research abstract submissions, and research symposium submissions. Again, for right now, we will review the presentation submission. So that being said, you can select the first one, and review that as well. Also a quick note, if you need any assistance, you can always contact us. For general or attendance questions, the education email. For questions about convention specific or your proposal, the proposals inbox. For inquiries about exhibit hall or those promoted content sessions, you will email exhibits. For information about how to become a sponsor, you will email sponsors. And for information about convention advertising, you will email advertising. It's all available here. Okay, so let's get started. So to get started, go ahead and select start your proposal. Okay. Okay, so once you select submit your proposal, you should now see the call for submissions page. So on this page, you will notice that on the right side, there's a box that allows you to view, resume, edit, or withdraw your session or submitted proposal. By typing in your presentation ID and password, you can always come back to this page to make any edits to your proposal or withdraw it or resume it. Once you begin your submission, you will get an email with this presentation ID number and password for you to have access. At the top of the page, you can notice different drop downs. So I'll go ahead and open them all. So these drop-down tabs describe the overview of information that you'll be providing throughout your proposal submission. So as you can see, specific submission information, you'll be asked to provide your title, your email, and so on. You will be required to have information regarding your presenters and co-presenters. So please make sure you have that information prior to beginning. Also, your description, you can always copy and paste that into the text box, and you will have a chance to overlook your submission prior to submitting, and then you will, at the end, once you've successfully hit submit, the submit button, you will receive a confirmation email stating that you have successfully submitted your proposal. Please note that you have to select that submit final button at the bottom of the page, or else your submission would not have been successfully submitted. Okay, so now let's begin. So for presentation submissions, you will go ahead and select the first one, presentation submission. So begin the submission, wait for the countdown. and then you'll go ahead and log in. So you will include your credentials and sign in. Wait for it to load. And then the first thing you will see is the terms and conditions. It states, I acknowledge that I have read and accepted the presenter agreement. So make sure that you, again, the submitter and the co-presenters have reviewed the presenter agreement. You can also select it here to review it prior to continuing with submitting your proposal. Once you have reviewed this and you agree to the presenter agreement and the terms and conditions, then you may go ahead and check the box, I have read and agree to the terms and conditions. You may take a moment to review the terms and conditions if you'd like. Okay, so as we continue, it is very important that you read the instructions as you go along. As you can see, the first box is for you to type in your session title and title case. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, as you can see here, since I logged in to my Shape America account, my email automatically populates here as the submitter email. Please note you cannot edit or change this. This automatically populates. If you need any assistance, you may contact technical support, as you can see here. Before we continue, I do want to know that if you're having any issues getting to this point, you may contact member services at 800-213-7193 extension 1490, or you may email member services at membership@shapeamerica.org, and they can assist you with logging in if you're having any credential issues. And yes, and please note that you do not need to be a member to submit a proposal, but you do need to create an account. It is free to create an account. And you can also do that where you saw me earlier, log into my with my credentials. Okay, so now let's continue. So after you have included your title, agreeing to terms and conditions, you select presentation type. Please note that all presentations are within a 60-minute block. Okay, so then next you will continue on to category. Uh, Please review all the categories. As you can see, we've included little descriptions so that you can better designate which category best suits your presentation. Once you select one of these 4 categories, we ask that you select a category. Please select the subcategory and category that best relates to your presentation. After that, you will select the intended audience. Just gonna select 2, but you can select up to 4 applicable audiences. After that, your ideal session attendance. I'm gonna go ahead and select 50 to 100. And then next is, are any presenters on this session first-time presenters at the Shape America National Convention and Expo? I'm gonna go ahead and select no, because in this case, I would just be submitting information for this purpose of showing you the process. Are any presenters on this session Shape America District Teachers of the Year or Shape America National Teachers of the Year alumni? Again, I'm gonna go ahead and select no for this time. Should your session be accepted for presentation at this year's convention, would you be willing to have your session recorded and utilized as part of featured Shape America professional learning opportunities for our community? Essentially, would you be open to having your session recorded and utilized later on? You say yes or no. The next question is, if a separate virtual presentation opportunity were to become available post-convention, so that means after convention, would you be interested in also presenting this session in a virtual format, such as a webinar or an interactive meeting? So go ahead and select yes or no. Next is, does a presenter in your session need special accommodations due to a disability? Select yes or no. And if you select yes, please explain here under disability explanation. So next is room setup, but I'm gonna go ahead and not select an item here just because I want you to see what the pop-up looks like when you forget to fill out or answer one of the questions. But in this case, you would just select your room setup. And again, there are little descriptions of what these room setups look like and in titles, so that way you have a better idea of which one best suits the presentation. Next, you will select your AV equipment. AV equipment consists of whether or not you need a screen, audio hookup, or LCD projector. So you'll go ahead and select which one. If you need all three, you can simply select all three. Or if you don't need any equipment, select no equipment. If AV equipment was then you will answer this question. If AV equipment was unavailable for your presentation, would you be able to adjust your session to accommodate lack of AV? You would let us know if that is a possibility. I'm gonna go ahead and select yes. And then also please note that we do not provide CDs or DVDs or extension cords, laptops, or laser pointers. We only provide the options listed here, as long with major dongles. Alrighty. Next is the activity equipment needs. So for activity equipment needs, if accepted into the Shape America National Convention and Expo program, planners indicating their need for activity will receive additional communication regarding how to reserve activity equipment for this session. So basically, it's just stating that if you do indicate in the here, if I put yes, that means I am indicating that I will need activity equipment in order to present my presentation. Then this means that after I've been accepted, that I will later on receive a separate communication from Shape America, informing me how I can reserve that equipment for the session. So essentially here is just telling you that and asking you if you will need activity equipment. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Okay. So then after that, you will go on to the next option. We ask that you please read the following and then select you understand. Again, this is pertaining to equipment. A list of all the available equipment may be viewed here, and this highlighted word that states here. And then if you do agree with the statement, you will select I understand and agree. And then please review the list of available equipment in the Shape America equipment closet, which is essentially the same, the list of equipment available that Shape America offers. So again, you can view it here. After reviewing the list, are there any additional types of equipment you may need that aren't currently presented on this list? You can say yes or no. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and select no. If you answer yes above, what additional activity equipment do you need that is not reflected in the Shape America equipment closet? And then you can go ahead and type that into this box. Please be specific as possible. You can even include the SKU numbers and quantities. And always, before you ever select to move on to the next option of submitting your proposal, we ask that you make sure that you hit save. So right now, we're going to go ahead and hit save. And as you can see, here is the pop-up that I was talking about earlier because I did skip that question earlier so that I can show you what the pop-up um, looks like. So essentially, if there's an error or you forgot to fill out an option, you will see this pop up telling you what needs to be fixed. If I scroll down to the one that I skipped earlier, you see it will be highlighted in red and it will say missing. So I'm going to go ahead and hit activity as my setup and select save. This will automatically, if I complete that whole first step, it will move me on to the next step, which is people. Also, while we are here, I also want to show you that you cannot move forward, but you can go back. And you can go back by selecting the previous step. Just make sure that if you do make any edits or changes, that you're always selecting that save button before moving forward, just to be sure that those changes have been saved. In order to move forward to step 3, you need at least one planner and one presenter. It's important to note that planners are not listed on the online program or scheduler or the mobile app. If the planner will also be a presenter and would like to show up on the online program, please check both boxes so that their name can be listed. So if you are the planner, but you also want your name to show up on the program, you must also check the presenter box. Otherwise, it will not show. And also, please note that only planners receive communication for the presentation. There's usually only one planner, and that individual is responsible for informing all co-presenters any communications received, and also planners are the only ones allowed to make changes to sessions or proposals. So I'm gonna go ahead and include myself here so that I can move forward. So I went ahead and did that. So as you can see, I show up twice here. I can always add another person. For this, you could either look them up by first name, last name, or email. As you can see, I looked myself up by email, but let's say I'm not in the system. Like, let's see. I'm just going to type in a fake last name here. And if I select search and that person is not in the system, you will see here, no matches found. Please complete the information below. So if one of your co-presenters is not already in our system, we ask that you include their first name, their last name, essentially all the required fields, and their email address and their affiliation. Affiliation is what school, organization, or work they are affiliated with. And then always make sure you hit save and continue. I'm gonna go ahead and go back. I just wanted to show you how you would do that. But always remember before you add a new individual to search that database using one of those options. Once you're done inputting all of the presenter and co-presenters information, you will go ahead and move on to the next step, which is the description. Also, if you need to delete a person, you can also do that under people. I'm gonna go ahead and add another individual just so that um, you can see what I mean. Go ahead and look up my email. She is in the system. Um, so like I said, you can add or delete presenters, and you can also sort them as who you want first, second, and so on by using these arrows. But always hit save if you do change the order. And then you can also delete presenters or edit their information here as well. I'm gonna go ahead and delete the visual I just added. I just wanted again to show you that that is something you can do here. All right, so we're gonna go on and move on to the description. And also please note that you can also add a photo to the individual's profile either during the proposal submission process or afterwards once you've been accepted. You can go in and add an image as well. Okay, so now for the description. The description can only be 150 words maximum. You can copy and paste it, or you can type directly into the document. I'm gonna go ahead and type directly into the document. I keep it very short just so that I can again show you what this looks like. Always make sure you hit save and continue or that save button before moving forward. After that, you will need a learning objective. Um, well, 3 learning objectives to be correct. Learning objectives should not be numbered. The learning objective should complete the statement. After attending this session, the attendees will be able to blank. Each learning objective should be addressed by the speakers and should use measurable terms such as explain, describe, distinguish, design, apply, and so on. The list is up here, and then it will also auto-generate here once you start typing. But yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and select 3 of the words, 3 for the objectives. So I'm gonna go ahead and do distinguish. I am also going to do explain. And I'm also going to use apply. And again, once you've successfully written the objectives, I've shorthanded it here again just to show you what this looks like. We ask that you please do complete sentences here, but I just shorthanded it so that you can see what it looks like. Make sure you hit save. Yep. And then next is the confirmation page, or as I like to say, the proofread page. So this is your opportunity to proofread what you have entered before selecting that submit button at the bottom of the page. If you need to make any changes, click on the appropriate step here above. As you can see, once you've completed it, they turn orange. When they're not completed, they are a shade of blue. But if you do ever go back and make any changes, always make sure you select save before moving on. Alrighty, um, so once you have clicked submit at the bottom of the page, you will see that it's been successfully submitted. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I select the submit. And at the top of the page here, it says your session submission has been received. So that means I have successfully submitted this presentation proposal. Wonderful. Like I stated earlier, the system will automatically generate a confirmation email to the listed submitter's email when you have successfully completed your proposal submission. Please note that the confirmation only goes to the listed submitter of this proposal. You also have the option to print this page. You can do that as well and save a copy of your submission for your records if you wish. Um, you also have the option here to withdraw your proposal if you like. It's also here on this option box. Um, And if you do not see this option box, let me close out of it. You can just select these three lines and then you'll be able to see this box so that you can print and save your submission if you'd like. Remember that if you ever want to log back into your presentation, refer to that email you received upon submission initiation or the confirmation email sent to the submitter's email to access your proposal at any given time. I hope that this was helpful. And if at any time you have any questions regarding proposals, please email proposals@shapeamerica.org or call Shape America at 703-476-3400. Thank you for supporting Shape America and sharing your presentation with the Shape America community.